here in this postseason. As it'll be the Jacksonville Kings who will kick this one away to Lone Star. Jacksonville in all white. Lone Star, blue tops, red helmet, white pants. And here we go. Playoff football in Denton, Texas is underway by a spinning grab there from the return man. Makes another spin move to try and shake loose. He's getting taken down there at the 20-yard line as the rookie returner Deuce Fennick. And we'll see his brother Ace Fennick lead on the offense for Lone Star.
Yeah, it's a very impressive season. Ace Fennick has just wrapped up 3,600 passing yards, 25 touchdown passes. That is tops in the SFL, 73% completion percentage. Looking forward to a big day from Ace Fennick.
See what he can do here. It'll be a play action to begin the drive. He has to roll out, fires a dangerous pass off his back foot, which mercifully falls incomplete. As we'll take a quick look at the Lone Star offensive lineup, Ace Fennick is the man under center with Ike McBride at tailback, with Cameron Collier at fullback, Greg Soto, Deuce Fennick, and Dave Axers the wideouts, with Adam Williams at tight end, and a couple of Caudill brothers at the guard spots. That's Rylan and Bobo Caudill.
I think the X factor for this Lone Star offense is going to be Ike McBride. She has been outstanding, but did not have a great game against Jacksonville in Week 4.
Deep ball over the middle. It's going to be picked off, and the Jacksonville Kings, the one of those stingiest defenses, taken away, and he might have a chance. He's down to the Lone Star 8. The Jacksonville Kings pick up right where they left off.
And it's Alex Bond, who's just playing center field, not doing anything special, just sitting back in zone, reading Ace Fennick like a novella, sitting in an airport terminal, and Bond just picks this up and gets a great return on it. Kind of ridiculous, almost a convoy there, and he gets this thing into the red zone. Bond had 3 interceptions in the regular season. He gets another one here.
Both teams combined in their Week 4 matchup combined 7 interceptions. I believe it was 3 for Jacksonville, 4 for Lone Star, as Jacksonville are set up in fantastic field position for their first drive of the game. Christian Christensen will pass on first down via swing pass near side to Jared Willis, and Willis taken down after maybe a gain of 1. And the Jacksonville Kings offense goes as follows. We've mentioned Christian Christensen is the quarterback, with Gerald Willis the fullback. Iggy Swift is the fullback, with Grayson Willis, Mike St. Green, and Ken Gossett at the wide receiver spots, and Jack Wall is the star tight end for the Kings.
Ken Gossett in the slot right now, went off against Lone Star in their earlier matchup. 13 catches, 140 yards.
Quick pass over the middle, and it's a 2-play, and it's a touchdown for the Kings, and it's Ken Gossett. Touchdown.
Ken Gossett had more targets than anybody else in the SFL this season, and you see Christensen has just enough time to launch this thing over the middle. Gossett on a crossing route gets a great matchup against Doug Day, and that is an easy pitch and catch for the legend Ken Gossett. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
8th season in the league, all with the Jacksonville franchise. It's a 2-play, 8-yard drive, and on comes Anthony Cece to attempt the extra point. Snap spot, kick is away, and it is good. A quick 7-0 lead for Jacksonville, and I already fear that over-under provided by Jack's data may already be shattered like it was in Week 4.
Well, I would have no problem with that, certainly 51.5, and we've got 7 points already with less than a minute transpired. But now what's Ace Fennick going to do? Threw an interception in the first drive of the game. They haven't really run the ball yet, haven't run their offense yet, and they're jittery enough that this is playoff football here, Tyler. Everybody's going to have to settle down on that Lone Star sideline and get this thing under control, because Jacksonville's not going to give him an inch.
Fennick gets his return, started again from the end zone, this time able to bring it past the 20, all the way up to the 21, and we'll have to see again. Ace Fennick, he's been on no sophomore slump, however, just under 3,000 passing yards his rookie season. This season, close to 3,750, and he leads the league in touchdowns, just picking up right where he left off from his rookie campaign and continuing to march on.
An outstanding career in this league.
Pass, Ike McBride, she has the catch, and she'll turn upfield for a gain of 2. And let's go ahead and meet the Jacksonville Kings defense, who's already made a couple of huge plays already in this football game. A.G. Pennypacker, Hunter Norwood, Mike All, Taquan Hale man the trenches with Keenan Samuels, Jay Martin, Clay Jones at linebacker, with Rain Rowe, Michael Sprouse, Bernard Gooden at corner, and Alex Bond already has an interception. He's flanked by Sucalomano, the league leader in interceptions through the regular season with 13. Quick pass here from Fennec out to the far side. That one's hauled in by his brother Deuce. It's an ace to Deuce connection, and it's good for a first down.
And you'll see a couple AC Deuces today, Tyler. Fennec coming off, Deuce Fennec that is, coming off a great rookie season. 60 catches, 815 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Those last 2 stats, good enough to make the SFL leaderboards. An outstanding rookie campaign for Deuce Fennec, and bad news for other SFL teams because Trey Fennec is in this SFLM pipeline.
And off up the middle, that's going to be good for about 5. That's going to be Ike McBride on the carry. She'll gain 5.
And that's Ike McBride's game. She's a north-south runner. She loves to put her head down and just plow through a couple folks. Sometimes it's with Cameron Collier paving the way, and sometimes she'll just do it solo like that. Both of those seem to be very effective for Ike McBride.
Both tailbacks for the Glory have had a pretty good season. Again, McBride gets the call, and she is leveled after picking up 3 by Bernard Gooden.
Gooden, the fifth-year cornerback, 6'2", 208. And Ike McBride feeling every pound of that 208 right there. Fantastic hit by the Jacksonville defense to bring up 3rd and short.
That's a 32-pound difference between McBride and Gooden in the lightweight, able to take down the heavier tailback. Passing play here for Fennec to dump off over the middle. That's good enough for the first. That's for Ike McBride, and didn't try to do too much today, and was able to just find McBride over the middle in the soft zone and pick up the first.
And McBride not only over 200 carries on the season, she's also the team's leading receiver. 90 catches, 427 yards, and 2 touchdowns. A legitimate double threat for this Lone Star offense is Ike McBride.
And very reliable in the pass-catching game as well. 4 wideouts as Fennec will hand off to McBride. McBride bulldozes through the linebacker and will pick up 9, nearly the first down, but just shy.
And that was Sucalomano who just got trucked. And yes, we are going to see a replay here. McBride just doing what McBride does. North and south gets a good block there. Comes Sucalomano. Boom! Right there, Lomano hits the turf. McBride fighting for extra yards, looking to overcome that early turnover from Lone Star earlier in this game.
I think it's been a much more composed and calm, collected approach from Ace Fennec that has led to a much more stable drive. Play action again to McBride. Pass deep down the middle to a wide open receiver. Forget it. Dave Axis, the diva himself, walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Lone Star Glory.
And look what happened, Tyler. Everybody on Jacksonville's secondary is thinking about Ike McBride. They're thinking about the run. And then what does Ace Fennec do? He goes play action. Dave Axis just running a 9 route, beats Sucalomano. And Sucalomano beat on back-to-back plays, first by Ike McBride on the run, and then by Dave Axis on the deep route, and Axis has nobody in front of him for the easy touchdown for Lone Star.
It didn't look like Succo was prepared for Lone Star to go over the top again because they picked off a pass in that direction on the first drive, but Lone Star able to march down the field, pick up a touchdown, and we'll see if Hugh Purvis can knock one through to tie us up once more. Snap spot kick is up, and it is through. We're all tied up again at 7, just about midway through the first quarter. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. We'll see the first return of the day for Mike St. Green. It's a short kickoff, and he's able to take it up to the 30-yard line. And so for the second drive for Jacksonville, they have to start on their own side of the field. As remember, after the pick off on the first possession of the football game, they started on the 8-yard line and knocked that one in for 6.
Yeah, that was an easy pitch and catch from Christensen to Gossett, and now we're going to have to see a more evolved drive here from Christensen and this Jacksonville offense. In a lot of ways, this is their first real drive of the game.
2 wideouts right, 2 tight ends left, and the back is also spread that way as well. It'll be a dump off to Jared Willis, as Willis will shimmy his way out of bounds after picking up 5. Quick look at the Kings. This is their 11th playoff appearance. They're 0-5 against teams with a winning record, and it's their 4th road game in the last 5 weeks.
Jacksonville, a rough finish to season 16, drew Vancouver and Florida for their last 2 games of the season, lost both of those games. Their record fell to 7-5. They were lucky to get into the playoffs anyway as the 9th seed.
Christensen, quick drop, finds Mike St. Green on the out route, and he'll pick up a couple before he's wrapped up from behind by Mikey McGuire.
Mike St. Green, who was not super productive to be objective here, only 46 catches, but ridiculous in the kick return game, 1,300 kick return yards, and did return a kickoff for a TD earlier this season.
Jared Willis gets the call up the middle. Looks like he was close to the line again. They'll give it to him. Good, tough nose, old school running there from Gerald Willis, and it's a first down for the Kings.
And Willis, who had a great first half of the season, remember coming into this week 4 game against Lone Star, he was averaging over 6 yards a carry. But as the season went on, that average went down to 4, and I think he finished in the neighborhood of 4.3 on the season. And Jared Willis needs to have a big game if Jacksonville's going to be able to sustain drives.
Quick drop pass over the middle, and it's going to fall incomplete. Fantastic coverage applied there by Doug Day, able to just get to the ball, the intended receiver, and get to Jack Wall before he caught that one.
Yeah, Wall very well covered there. And Christensen having no problem going to the air. And after watching Fenech throw that interception, I think Jacksonville has taken the cue also and gotten a little bit conservative on offense of their own volition.
First incompletion of the day for Christian Christensen. He's 4 for 5. Quick drop for Christensen. He'll complete another pass for Gerald Willis on the swing route, but met almost immediately at the line of scrimmage was Gerald Willis, and it's a 3rd and 9 upcoming.
And really, how well you cover those routes in the flat, just the out routes and also those flare passes by the running backs will determine how successful your defense is in the SFL, and Lone Star doing a great job. Mickey McGuire and a host of others there to make that play.
Trips right here with Christensen in the gun. Pass over the middle. Somehow finds his man on the crossing route. That's Ken Gossett. It's another first down for Jacksonville.
And that is a ridiculous catch to a really tight window. We are going to see a replay here. And Gossett did not look like he had any room to make an adjustment here at all. That throw is right on the money. You see the hands of number 31, and that is Robert Madraszewski, who nearly got a finger on that. But Gossett able to not only make the catch, but also get a couple yak yards after catch as well.
Christensen under center, takes a deep drop, bombs it over the middle, right into coverage, and it's knocked nearly back into the hands of Brian Craven, and it'll fall incomplete. Let's touch on the Lone Star defense. Jukin Rukin, Al Lewis, Yogi Barr, and Hugo Reynosa are the defensive line, with Brian Craven and Freddie Trammell at the linebacking spots. Mikey McGuire, Gunny, and Bo Martin Jr. are the corners, with Evan Lacey, the rookie, alongside Doug Day and Lincoln Kigseed at the safety spots. 2nd and 10 here for Jacksonville and the Lone Star 41. Quick drop for Christensen. Finds Gerald Willis on the swing route near side. And that's something we have seen all season long from this Kings offense, is just quick little swing routes, quick screens to the left or to the right to Gerald Willis.
And Willis had over 100 catches on the season. That was 3rd best in the SFL, and also had 6 touchdown receptions as well. We talked about Ike McBride being a double threat. You could certainly add Jared Willis to that group as well.
Third down, Christensen steps up in the pocket, floats it over the middle, and it's incomplete to Ken Gossett, something we don't see too often as Lincoln Kingseed was in coverage, and so it may be just within Anthony Cece's range. We'll see a long field goal try upcoming.
Yeah, Kingseed with an outstanding tackle there. Dislodged the ball, put his helmet where the ball was going to be, and that may very well have taken points off the board. And it looks like we will see a field goal attempt here.
It'll be a very long 53-yard attempt from the left hash from the right-footed kicker, Anthony Cece. Snap, spot, kick is on its way, and it is through the uprights and good. Jacksonville stand back out in front. It's 10-7 here in Denton, Texas. The SFL's third season of the minor league action is underway, and you can watch every Friday night live on the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL. The league is full of all the newest players who have gone from couch to field and are hoping to one day be on national TV just like all the players today. Want to get on the field? It's never too late. Visit www.simulationfl.net to join our Discord community, create a player, and start building your career today. As Deuce Fennick gets the return again from near his own end zone, this time able to make more progress again, up to the 25 this time on this return.
Yeah, now Jacksonville with the lead, that changes things a little bit. Anthony Cece, good for 53 yards. I think if he had kicked it for 53 and a half, he would have hit the crossbar. But as it stands now, Ace Fennick back on the field, and after a great drive previously, 7 plays, 79 yards, according to Phil Koss in the truck. Fennick's going to try and do it again here.
Fennick back to pass, folds it over the middle, dangerous ball, and it's picked up by the league leader interception, Sakalamoto. That's number 14 on the season, and again, Jacksonville will start a drive in the red zone.
And Sakalamoto, 13 interceptions, top dog in the regular season, like you said, Tyler. And Lamano, who had his goat got in the last drive, made sure that didn't happen again, backs up, catches it, and returns it all the way down to the 10-yard line. And Jacksonville in business again. And that's what you get for messing with Sakalamoto.
14 interceptions this season, and here comes Christian Christensen again to try and see if he can repeat what he did on the first drive, 2 plays and a touchdown. Quick drop, another swing pass near side for Willis. Willis trying to make something happen. Will pick up a couple before he's brought down by Bo Martin Jr. after a gain of 4.
Jacksonville, with a 3-point lead, is going to get at least 3 points out of this drive if they don't do anything ridiculous. There's no reason to get crazy, no reason to get extravagant, no reason to throw it over the middle. If you can get a touchdown on 2 plays, great. If not, take the 3 and move on.
A good goal line stand here from Lone Star. Handoff up the middle for Willis, and they'll stop Willis right at the 1-yard line. Bo Martin Jr. again on the tackle alongside Lincoln Kigsey. We'll take a look back at week 4 real quickly. The only main differences from that football game was the third down percentages and the pass attempts.
And that game was played basically in a monsoon, snow covered with almost 20-mile-an-hour winds, and this one isn't.
Snow covered in Texas. Willis near side walks in untouched. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
And this is the kind of play you can run when you're at the 1-yard line. Nothing fancy here, just student body left. And there's the handoff to Willis. Great blocking up front. It's a race to the pylon, and Jared Willis is going to win those more often than not. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
So here comes Anthony Cece on to attempt the extra point and make this a 10-point ball game here late in the first quarter.
We may want to get a mulligan on that over-under.
A little bit delay there on the kick, but able to get it away with CC, and he does split the uprights. And I agree with you right now. We're well on pace to beat the over, and Jacksonville just had a great defensive game plan to set up this explosive offense to get these easy points, Josh.
And you look at the contrast of quarterbacks as well. Christensen being the 8-year veteran, and Ace Fennick still in his second season with a very young offense. And we were talking about in the middle of the season that Lone Star, how great they were going to be next year. And now here they are in the playoffs this year. The spotlight is upon them. And this is a team that may not necessarily be ready for the big stage. And we're seeing some symptoms of that already with the 2 early turnovers here in the first quarter.
So we'll have to see what kind of sideline adjustments were made. Maybe head coach Brian Craven or offensive coordinator Greg Soto had a chance to talk with Ace Fenech to try and just calm him down, maybe shake off the playoff nerves he may have had coming into this football game. He's obviously been a little uncomfortable. We'll see if this drive he can make a couple of better passes. He's back to pass here on this first down. Pressure coming from the outside. Tries to spin away. He ain't getting away. He's going to be taken down for a sack. Mike gets to the backfield for a 9-yard loss.
And that's tremendous coverage by the Jacksonville defense. This is a coverage sack. Fenech had about 4.5 hours to find an open receiver, all the time in the world. And Mike finally breaks through that Lone Star offensive line and wrestles Ace Fenech to the ground. All had 3 sacks in the regular season, and you can add 1 to the tally there. It's second and very long.
So after the huge loss, Lone Star's going to go into the shotgun formation, trips to Ace Fenech's left. He has to step in the pocket. He's under pressure again. He's just able to get that one away as Taquan Hale just hounded him again. So it's 3rd and a country mile upcoming for Lone Star.
And total disarray on that Lone Star offensive line. Antrim missed his block, had no idea what he was doing. Ace Fenech had nowhere to go. That play was doomed from Jump Street.
So here on 3rd and 19, Fenech will go under center with 4 wideouts in the formation. Quick drop here from Fenech. Floats it over the middle. Will find his man. That's Greg Soto, the Cuban Missile. But it'll be just 2 yards shy of the line of gain, and so it'll be a quick 3 and out. Not something Lone Star needed early in this football game.
No, they didn't, and I'm surprised they went with three straight passes there, Tyler, after the interception. No Ike McBride, no Cam Collier on that drive. We saw sack, and then a big gain from Greg Soto, who finally got himself into the game plan, got his first catch of the game, but it was not enough, and now Jacksonville's going to get the ball back.
Punts away from William Zuderveld as St. Green gets his return and started from about the 32. He'll be taken down at the 37, as we'll see Christian Christensen come on the field once again. He is just under 30 yards to surpassing the 4th all-time passing yards leader.
And he's got about 3 quarters and change to do it.
Under center, he'll be back to pass. Another swing pass near side for Gerald Willis as Willis sneaks away from 1, but then is eventually gang tackled after picking up 3.
We talked about accuracy issues with Ace Fenech, but Christensen, in my objective opinion, could do a better job of getting this ball out to Jared Willis. On each of these screen passes, we've seen Jared Willis make adjustments. The ball's been behind him. It hasn't been in front of him. And he's turning his hips. He's not getting the ball in stride, and that's affecting his output on those routes.
It's again, out route near side, intended for Gossett, but Gossett was just a little bit too far out of bounds, and it'll be an incomplete.
Yeah, they ran the right hash play when they were on the left hash, and Gossett just did not have enough real estate to keep those toes in bounds. And it's incomplete. Christensen threw 4 interceptions in that Week 4 game against Lone Star, and now it seems to be Ace Fenech with the accuracy issues. Let's see what Christensen does on 3rd and 7.
It's back to pass. All slants over the middle. Downwards picked up, and Lone Star are right back in business.
And I should have just not have said anything right there. But it is Modrzejowski again. We're going with Modrzejowski, who just cuts off the slant and gets Lone Star respawn here on offense. Jakes Christensen talking about his 4 interceptions in these 2 teams' last meeting. And after Fenech throwing 2 interceptions, now it's Christensen who gets the interception bug. And Lone Star will start this drive in plus territory.
Ace formation for Lone Star on 1st down on the opposite side of the 50. This pass nearly picked off. They almost gave it right back.
And I'm just really surprised at the accuracy issues that both quarterbacks are having. And we've had 3 interceptions in this game already, and conceivably we could have had 4 or even 5. And we're not even out of the first quarter yet, Tyler. I hope these guys get it under control here shortly.
3 wideouts in a split back formation for Lone Star here on this second down. Handoff up the middle for Ike McBride. She gets going and she'll pick up 8. Need to see a little bit more of Ike because she has been really good so far in this football game.
She's been outstanding, and I wonder if part of the Lone Star game plan is to use her more in the second half. That's only her 4th carry so far, and that will probably do it in for the quarter unless she gets it again here. But McBride is somebody you want to have fresh in the second half, especially in the 4th quarter, and that might be part of the Lone Star's game plan.
Base formation again here on 3rd and short. Fennec steps up in the pocket. That one's tipped away by Jay Mart for the second time in the drive, and it's another 3 and out for the Glory.
Jay Mart, who has had an outstanding rookie season, 13 tackles for loss, and had an interception that he ran back for a touchdown. And if he catches that, he might be running back for a touchdown there again. Blue light special there from the rookie. And Ace Fennec, very fortunate he did not have his 3rd interception there.
Almost looked like the same coverage play from Jacksonville from 1st down to 3rd down. And now here on 4th down, Lone Star will trot out the offense again. They may end up running a play here. We don't usually often see a whole lot of 4th down conversion attempts. And Glory will take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining.
And I think it's a good decision to not run that there. Ike McBride has been very impressive so far. 6 yards a carry, 4 attempts, 25 yards. But at the same time, you are down 10 points. You're in plus territory. You do not have a kicker that can make a field goal from this range. So your best bet is to punt it and try and put it in the corner and make Jacksonville drive the length of the field.
It'll be on the leg of Zuderveld here on this punt attempt. He angles it to the far side. That one takes a Lone Star bounce and lands right into the hands of the Hands team, and they'll down the punt at the 4.
And that is Lincoln Kingseed, who not only, in addition to being a great tackler and a great defender, really contributing on special teams as well, doing the Willie Mays, looking right over his shoulder, sees the ball, it checks up perfectly, and he downs that thing inside the 5-yard line. A great special teams play there from Lone Star.
Jacksonville, for the most part, have started their drives in the red zone of Lone Star. This time, they're backed up in their own territory for the first time in this football game. Christensen back to pass, stands in his end zone. He's taken down for a sack. Lone Star's defense comes home, and it's Yogi Barr with the safety.
Yogi Barr, who had 3.5 sacks on the season, does a great job of beating this little bull rush right there. Pass number 79, Tony Swoll. And Barr gets home, and Christensen goes down in his own end zone. That's 2 points, and Lone Star's getting the ball back.
So it'll be Howard McCoy to punt this one away to get this one going again. Fennec starts his return at the 30, cuts upfield, spins around. It'll be taken down at the 46-yard line with 13 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Really, looking back on the safety, a curious decision by Jacksonville to not run that from their own 4. Jared Willis, perfectly capable of going north and south and running between the tackles, giving the offense a little more breathing room. At the very worst, you punt it back, and Lone Star takes over at the 50, or basically right where they are now.
Handoff, Ike McBride. She'll slip away from one. Bulldozes another. She has a lane, and she's taken down from behind by her ankles at the 32. I like Ike.
And Clay Jones was the only thing between Ike McBride and the Lone Star Glory touchdown. You see her trucking tacklers. Jones, number 58, barely catches the right shoelace of Ike McBride to save that tackle.
It's been an explosive first quarter of play here in Denton, Texas. The Jacksonville Kings lead 17-9. You're watching the SFL on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Medal of Honor Field here in Denton, Texas. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Josh Circle. Glad that you could join us here for SFL wildcard action as Ace Fenech steps up in the pocket, fires it over the middle, finds his man. That's Deuce Fenech. It's the brotherly connection, and they're in the Jacksonville red zone.
And there's another acey-deucey for you, Tyler. And Fenech, Deuce Fenech that is, just climbs the ladder, goes up and gets this ball. Great throw by Fenech on the run. And Deuce Fenech jumps up in the middle of about 4 white jerseys and somehow comes down with that ball as he falls to his back. Great catch by the rookie Deuce Fenech.
Close to 100 yards passing is Ace Fenech. Does have those 2 interceptions looming over him as the handoff to McBride will go maybe right back to the line of scrimmage as she's able to get some tough yards.
This is where running gets a little tougher in the red zone. The defense is compressed. They don't have as much field to cover. And you will see those linebackers and safeties coming up and playing more aggressive run defense. And you can see you've got almost 8 in the box there for Jacksonville already.
Offset eye the opposite way that the Kings linebackers were shifting. McBride up the middle, trucking defenders and picking up 8 on the carry. And Lone Star's offense has been really, really effective all season long. They were 4 of 7 against playoff teams during the regular season. And again, just taking everything into consideration, this Lone Star team is really good at home. Shotgun set for Ace Fenech with McBride sidecar left. Play action to McBride. Pressure coming out the middle. And Fenech is going to be wrapped up and taken down for another sack. Hunter Norwood hunts down Fenech.
And Norwood, 10 sacks on the season, leads the team, and that is good for 12th on the SFL leaderboard. Manages to beat his block and bring down Ace Fenech and take points off the board in a sense. Now the Lone Star is going to try for the field goal.
Major milestone for Norwood as that sack puts him over 100 total sacks in his career. Congratulations to Hunter Norwood as Purvis's kick is up and through, and it's a 5-point ball game, 17-12.
Just like that, Lone Star found a way to get back into this thing. The safety by Barr, and then they got the ball back and they drove it down the field. They had 3 more points to the total. Now Jacksonville and Christian Christensen will have to answer.
As Purvis kicks this one away to Mike St. Green, who gets his return started from about the 10. Will angle it near side, tries to spin away from a wimpy tackler, but then is immediately tackled right at the 30-yard line. And so it'll be up to Christian Christensen and company to shake off the rust, unable to get much of anything going in the last couple of drives.
And we talked about Mike St. Green and his return specialties on the kickoff side. Did a great job there, getting them out to the 30. Jacksonville's average drive start heading into this drive was to the 49-yard line. They'll do only slightly worse than that here.
Handoff, Willis the near side. He's taken down to the backfield for a loss of 1 by Freddie Trammell and company.
And this Lone Star linebacking core is impressive to me. Freddie Trammell and Brian Craven. They will play the pass and they can play the run as well. Trammell with an interception. Brian Craven had 2 interceptions on the season, including 1 against Christensen in their last meeting.
Shotgun set for Christensen here on 2nd and 11. He just dump it off over the middle for Willis, and Willis going to be taken down right as he catches it at the 33, a pickup of 4.
And I'm surprised we've not seen Christensen diversify a little bit. Mike St. Green only 1 catch, and Ken Gossett, the living legend, only 2 catches so far. Hopefully he spreads the love around a little bit here on 3rd down.
Trips left here on 3rd and 7. Christensen's going to fire to the corner route. That's picked off! And almost back-to-back drives result in a 3 and interception, and that's Bo Martin Jr. with a pick.
And he was looking for Gossett on that post route, or the corner route, excuse me. And it's right there, but Christensen can't get enough on it. Bo Martin Jr. just gets underneath. Feels very comfortable playing the ball there. Had an interception against Christensen in that week 4 meeting. And gets another one here at Lone Star. who looked like they were going to get steamrolled by this Jacksonville offense, now have a chance to take the lead.
Only 24 takeaways this season for Lone Star, and that was something that they needed to do better on as they came into the postseason. But as we've talked about, they've had four. They had 4 takeaways in the Week 4 matchup, and so maybe this might be Jacksonville's bogey team.
Well, Jacksonville actually very strong on the turnover side, only 21 turnovers on the season, and that was 4th best in the SFL.
McBride gets the call as she'll run through defenders, gets through another one before she's eventually taken down, as she is averaging 8 yards per carry.
Well, it's easy to see why, too. Watch this run. When does the first Jacksonville player touch her? She's 10 yards down the field. She's got a full head of steam. Good luck tackling that. And you saw Sucalomano get trucked again, running up trying to play run defense, and Ike McBride just tossed him aside.
I'd say don't bother trying to do an outside run. Those runs up the gut have just been explosive as McBride is able to just lay down defenders left and right. Fennec pressure coming, somehow finds his man, just kind of angled his pass downward to Greg Soto over the middle to pick up a 3.
That was awkward. It almost looked like he fell out of his hand. And Greg Soto just dove to the ground like a butler in an expensive mansion when you're knocking a vase off of a shelf or something.
What a catch. Any broken glass here on a football field as Fennec's back to pass. Another short pass over the middle. This one's going to be good enough for a first down as that one's complete to Ross McGinnis. And it'll be a first down to the 24.
And once again, we are seeing the fruits of the passing game coming alive after Ike McBride steamrolls the entire Jacksonville secondary. And you see McGinnis there, just a simple slant route. And that is good enough for a first down.
Lone Star maybe trying to lull the Jacksonville offense to sleep with runs up the middle and short passes, just waiting for the opportunity to strike over the middle again. Linebackers show blitz, and they'll back off. Pass far side, deflected again. Jay Mart, another pass deflection for the rookie.
And that was outstanding closing speed by Mart, who looked like he was just playing in that intermediate flat and then came collapsing down in a hurry and managed to get a finger on that ball. Great defense by Jay Mart. That's a linebacker playing. He's moving around there like a safety or even a cornerback.
Fennec back to pass, 5-step drop, floats it far side. That time Jay Mart not able to do anything as that one's hauled in by the tight end Adam Williams. As you can see there by the quarterback comparison, Ace Fennec has double the yards of Christian Christensen.
And Adam Williams, that's his first catch of the game, and I think he could be a real matchup problem for Jacksonville if Lone Star is willing to commit to getting him some targets. That is his 3rd target of the game, and I'd like to see Fennec continue to go to the second-year tight end.
Pass to the corner. That one's deflected away, intended for Greg Soto, incomplete into double coverage, and on trots the field goal unit.
And I like the decision to go for the touchdown, but it's just, again, it's not a very well-thrown ball. Fennec kind of underthrew it. In double coverage with both of the guys playing underneath like that, you could throw the ball to the pylon and have either Soto get it or nobody else. And I think that is what we just saw, although the Jacksonville defender did get a finger on it.
This will be a 27-yard attempt for the right hash for Hugh Purvis to make it a 2-point ball game. Snap spot, kick is away, and it is through the uprights and good. Jacksonville leads 17-15. As Sunday on For the Fans Wildcard Weekend continues at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, when 2 of the top offenses in the league clash. Ashley Jackson and the Arizona Scorpions face Matt Wilson and the Mexico City Aztecs. Following at 2:45 Eastern, Fort Worth hosts Los Angeles to determine quarterfinal matchups for next weekend. The SFL on For the Fans. We put the fan in fantasy as Mike St. Green is trucked right at the 31-yard line.
And St. Green feeling it. He's excited, trying to get his team fired up. Got his team some great field position there. And some of that is due to Lone Star's kicker. They're one of 4 teams in the SFL that did not run out and spend big-time money on a kicker. And so those are the sort of field position that you give to your opponents when they start their drives.
Willis handoff. He hasn't been able to get much of anything going under 10 yards on 4 attempts throughout this football game, as Al Lewis will make the tackle for loss.
And I'm not really sure why Willis has had some issues getting going. I give credit to that Lone Star front, Reynosa and Al Lewis, guys who know how to clog the middle. Juke and Rook and Yogi Bar on the defensive ends as well.
Take a look here from Lone Star as they try to protect underneath, as that pass for Ken Gossett is hauled in for a pickup of 10. It'll be 3rd and very manageable.
And this is what they need to start doing. Ken Gossett and Mike St. Green and even Grayson Willis start getting these guys targets, start throwing the ball down the field, make Lone Star expand that defense, and maybe then you'll see some opportunities open up for Jared Willis.
3 wide, out route, near side for Mike St. Green as he tried to turn upfield and instead goes out of bounds. It'll be a first down either way for the Jacksonville Kings.
And Mickey McGuire giving St. Green a great deal of cushion. I was surprised to see that. And if St. Green's inertia hadn't taken him out of bounds, he could have turned that upfield for a really nice gain. But as it stands, first down for Jacksonville, and they are chugging along here in this drive.
Jacksonville comes out, 4 wide receivers, trips near side. Lone Star playing bump coverage on the wide receivers. It's an all slants play over the middle, which will be hauled in by the tight end Jack Wall for a pickup of 7.
And that is Wall's first catch, and we are seeing Christensen spreading the ball around. This is what I'd like to see. Get all these other receivers involved. Put that Lone Star secondary on notice, knowing that the ball could be coming toward you at any point.
Offset eye here for the Kings. Handoff. Willis goes nowhere. Getting into the backfield in a hurry as Al Lewis again. It's a loss of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Kings.
And Al Lewis, probably more than any other defender on that front, takes up a tremendous amount of space in the trenches. 14 tackles for loss on the season. He was a co-leader on the team in that category.
Pressure backs off again on this 3rd down. Trips to the left. Christensen pass over the middle. Finds his man over the middle. That's Grayson Willis. And it's a first down for Jacksonville.
And this is what we want to see. Grayson Willis has a catch on this drive. St. Green, Jack Wall. I think Ken Gossett was the first one to get this thing going. And now Christensen dealing, and he's got his team in plus territory as time winds down here in the first half.
Handoff, Willis to the left. He's taken down for a loss of 2, but meanwhile, Christensen has eclipsed E.T. King for 4th all-time in passing yards.
Outstanding milestone for the 8th-year quarterback. There's no time to celebrate now. He's got a game to win. And hopefully he'll be popping 2 bottles of champagne when this thing's over.
Could also eclipse 3rd all-time with an explosive performance later on in this football game. Willis again gets the call, goes nowhere again. It'll be 3rd and 11 when we come back from the 2-minute warning here in Denton, Texas. Jacksonville has the lead and are driving. You're watching the SFL on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Medal of Honor Field here in Denton, Texas. Christensen under the gun again. Pass over the middle, tipped up in the air, picked for the third time today. It's the rookie, Evan Lacey. The round 2 pick out of San Jose. Picks it off, and they'll start the drive at the 26.
Bo Martin Jr. got a pick. And now Evan Lacey, who had 2 interceptions against Christensen in their Week 4 matchup, just picks up the tip and keeps running. And Evan Lacey having an outstanding rookie year as well. 6 interceptions in the regular season. 1 of those went for a pick 6. That led the team. And Lacey contributing here late in the first half.
Ace formation for Lone Star to begin the drive. Linebackers shifting over, showing blitz on the outside. Fennick steps up, will find McBride on the swing route, who shoulders a man, will pick up 2 yards. Coming up on the SFL halftime report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green break down the first half between the Kings and the Glory, and will present the top 10 plays of the SFL's 16th regular season. It's all coming up on the SFL halftime report.
That was Clay Jones that got blasted by McBride. McBride is out here trucking fools. Remarkable to watch.
McBride gets the call on the run this time. This time unable to do much of anything, as it was a very nice stop from Keenan Samuels.
Samuels, another outstanding rookie. 88 tackles, led the team. 9 passes deflected. Also had a pick 6. And he may be the only one that has corralled Ike McBride, with that level of success.
No Ike McBride on this play. Empty backfield, 4 wide. On third down, Fennick over the middle, finds the tight end, and M. Williams, but he's marked just short. Good tackle there by Clayton Jones to force the 3 and out.
An interesting decision by Lone Star. Well, 2 really. They did not call timeout. They let the clock run, but they didn't let it run long enough that they'd be able to get out of 4th down without having to run a play. The game clock is 5 seconds ahead of the play clock, so they're going to have to kick it away, even if Jacksonville only has a second, if any, to run a play from scrimmage.
Snaps away. Zuderveld able to get this one away. Good high hang time, and St. Green hauls it in with just 1 second on the play clock. So we'll have to see whether or not Jacksonville will attempt a long Hail Mary to try and put some more points up on the board, or if they'll just play it safe and take off the last second on the play clock.
Either way, give credit to Mike St. Green, the special teams guru, who made the fair catch and allowed Jacksonville to make that decision.
Offset eye behind Christensen. He'll let the play clock run down. 3 seconds to go. Quick drop. Floats it far side. That one's hauled in. And turning upfield is the fullback, Iggy Swift. He'll be knocked out of bounds after a gain of 6. And that will take us to the end of the first half. An explosive first quarter leads to a couple of field goals in the second, as it's the Kings 17-15. We'll send to the SFL studios after a word from our sponsors watching the SFL on Next Level Sports.
Welcome back to the SFL studios. This is the SFL halftime report with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Mike, you just told me during the break, 17-14 was the score of the first game at the half. 17-15 is the score of this game at the half. But these two games feel very different, don't they?
Yeah, very different indeed, Cam. This game here, man, has been a struggle from the beginning. The offensive sharpness is not there. The defenses have definitely stepped up, playing great. But Lone Star comes out, turns the ball over 2 of the first 3 times they have the ball. Christensen has been struggling with interceptions here the last couple of sessions in the second quarter for Jacksonville. Right now we are sitting at 17-15. Jacksonville have struggled on the ground. Ike McBride has looked very good for Lone Star on the ground. Man, it's going to be an interesting second half to see how it all pans out.
For those that missed it, Las Vegas beats St. Louis 33-21 earlier this afternoon to move on and advance into the playoffs. That means that if Jacksonville or Lone Star win this game, they will not be playing Denver because Vegas is a higher seed still remaining. So these two teams have avoided Denver in the quarterfinal round. But more importantly, the play of Colin Pierce, Mike, was just unbelievable. I mean, both of these quarterbacks in this game had better seasons than Colin Pierce, and they both thrown 2 picks. I mean, he was dang near perfect.
Yeah, Colin Pierce had an excellent game today, Cam, spreading the ball all over the field, got all of his weapons involved. Doug Britton had a couple of big catches. Mason Kirby had that huge touchdown catch on the long pass play, and John Blades, he did John Blades type things, but he wasn't as explosive with the big plays, but he did have a touchdown catch in this game, and had several plays where he kept the sticks moving and kept Vegas moving forward in this game.
Now, Mike, all season long we've been showing top 10 plays in this segment Saturday on Next Level Sports, and we've compiled over 100 top plays throughout the season. But what if we got just the best 10 from all of those top 10s? How is that possible? I'm sure this will cause no controversy, right, Mike?
Yeah, Cam, I don't see how from week to week we narrow down 10 every week. I'm glad I didn't have the job of narrowing down for the entire season.
Well, let's see how we did. The SFL's top 10 plays of season 16, the debut, right now.
And the touchdown to his name.
Quick drop for Curtis. Passes near side. Oh, then by Stephen Hacker. He's being chased down by Jack Napier. He won't catch him. One play and everything to gain 78 yards. Touchdown, Toros.
What amazing catch here by Stephen Hacker. He looked like a defender here. The way he goes up on this ball, and an amazing catch. He goes above the defender, takes the ball away, and then beats him to the outside, and it's a foot race, and Stephen Hacker wins that every time. That reception going for 78 yards all the way to
right. 3 wide receivers for synergy. Mexico City brings 3, post caught! Jeff Banfield gets into the end zone.
What an amazing one-handed grab by Jeff Banfield. The ball thrown a little bit too far from the receiver, but sticks his hand out there, pulls it in, and gets almost the tying score here, pending the extra point.
Today on the All-Star VDG Hollywood.
Dynasty lobs it up over the top, and that might be the most impressive interception all day. It's a hat trick for Rochelle Colston, this time of the one-handed variety.
What can't she do? She's done it all here today. 3rd interception, and this one's the most impressive of them all. Backpedaling, reaching up, one hand right in front of Boo Chisholm. I mean, seriously, Ray Colston, fantastic game today. And now, hands the ball right back over to Sully Richardson.
To lead his team to victory here on the Houston 44. Wilson back to pass, deep down the near side. That's hauled in, and he will take it to the end zone. Fox, high wind, touchdown, Mexico City. It's over.
Goodness gracious, what a ball from Wilson to Highwind to put this game away.
On the SFL Gen Chat, you never really see it out on field. I guess there's first time for everything as he hands it off to Boletsky. What a juke! Oh man, that man's ankles are eviscerated after the play.
Put that thing in the top 10. Look at this replay. We're gonna get the backside view. Look at that. Oh, snap. Oh man, that linebacker needs new ankles. In this game, you gotta give him another chance.
Drew, deep shot, right side. Buchanan Simons is open. Breaks the tackle. This is gonna be a 70-yard touchdown. Buchanan Simons. Oh my, Robert. DC had the chance, and their crowd is not happy with it, and I'm sure the coaching staff isn't either, but Buchanan Simons, a huge play for the Predators offense.
Yeah, Buchanan Simon's speed ends up being too much for the corner, John DeSantis, to keep up with on the coverage. Comes up with the reception.
That's been hot. That drive. Good play, good defensive play.
And that's the first third down stop for Carolina here today. Queen City 3 for 4. Now after that third down miss there. On the return up the middle. Nice spin move. Now back out to the left side. Carolina blockers ahead of them. They're going to take it in. Special teams play. And Carolina's gaining some eyes on this ball game, Mark.
Oh my goodness. And Steven, when you mentioned about their third down stop, I was going to say they've been incredible in third downs, but their special teams have shown up tonight. Incredible running right here. Spin move as well, but yeah, what can I say? Kind of out of the blue, kind of a surprise, but that's the kind of thing you want to do against the team you have lost 7 out of 8
Williams
times.
Is one of the most explosive tight ends in the SFL. Has shown that the last 2 years. And the kick is blocked from Zuderveld. It's loose and picked up by Lone Star. They're going to get the first down. Unbelievable turn of events. The punt was blocked, and then a run of about 9 yards after the block, and the glory will stay on the field.
In all my years of doing the commentary in the SFL and just watching it as a coach, I have never seen this. The punt team actually picks the blocked punt up and runs it across for a first down. Unbelievable.
I don't know that I've ever seen that in a football game ever.
Back to pass. Swing pass again to Boletsky near side. He has a little bit more room. Hey, follow the football! Big man scrambling!
Big beef.
10, 5, touchdown! Sioux Falls! We got a big man touchdown in South Dakota!
Dirty bird from the big man. Nothing better than beefy, thick touchdowns. Big play to possibly end the half as a Boletsky hits the spin move for the second play in a row, and the opportunity is there again by Ringgold. Coming up great as his compadre up the sideline. Jonathan Kampf gets to the end zone. It is a race of a bunch of big men in there, and you can't catch them.
2nd and 10. Cochran, hand on. No, he gets. How? What? It's going to be towards the 2-yard line. Was that Cochran that kept that football and kept going?
Unbelievable. Yes, it was. Look at that. Managed to fight through the quarterback's sack and decided, you know what? I'll just do it myself. You can see the play action there.
Yeah.
And I can't see who that is. That's number 54 flinging off. That's Saboka. That is a large man to be flinging off your back at 6'5", 300 pounds. And Cochran, just a play away from making the end zone, but it's Florida 1st and goal.
Hello, Top 10 Plays. Caption Cochran judo throw to the 3-yard line. Got it.
I can guarantee you, Mike, that's the only headstand Joseph Saboka's ever done. And we'll see if any of these playoff plays can crack the top 10 plays of the season 16 season. Okay, Mike, so coming up second half here, Jacksonville really struggling on the ground. You want to see them get the run game going, but at the same time, if it's not working, maybe they shouldn't. What would you do here, Mike?
Yeah, Cam, the running game have been struggling in the first half, and even when Christensen has tried to go downfield, Lone Star seems to have Jacksonville's number with that. I know Jacksonville likes the short passing game. Maybe get the short passing game on some out routes, and maybe open up the middle of the field for Willis in the running game. And Lone Star for them, man, I think the key is going to be just keep feeding the ball to Ike McBride. Jacksonville right now doesn't seem to have an answer, for her right now. I would just pound the ball with her and see how it turns out.
We shall see. 17-15, Jacksonville leads Lone Star. Tyler and Josh will have the second half, and Mike and I will be back for post-game. This has been the SFL Halftime Report, and you're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports.
Welcome back to Denton, Texas and Medal of Honor Field. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Josh Zirkle up here in the booth with Phil Koss back in the stats truck, thanking him for all he does for us throughout today's ball game. And we are just about ready to get going here in the second half as Purvis boots it away to Mike St. Green. St. Green on the return, angles it near side, nearly had a huge hole, but he gets taken down at the 29-yard line.
And now the question for Jacksonville, do you continue to feed Jared Willis, who is sitting on 1 yard after 7 carries, or do you try and spread the ball around through the air, even though your quarterback, Christian Christensen, threw 3 interceptions in the first half? We'll get an indication of that answer on this drive, I think.
What kind of second half adjustments were made in the locker room? We're to find out now as Lone Star's corners back off and give the wide receivers plenty of time. Christensen back to throw, and it's just a repeat from last half as Al Lewis gets in the backfield with the pressure.
And Lewis came on strong, very strong, in fact, late in the first half, and picks up right where he left off, getting a quarterback sack. And that's bad news for Christensen. This Jacksonville offensive line has got their work cut out for them already, but they need to step up and hold this front four from Lone Star at bay.
Single back to the left here for the Kings. The pass that way, deflected, picked off, and he's gone. We're going to see how fast he can fly. Touchdown, Lone Star. Brian Craven, pick 6, Lone Star.
And that just absolutely takes my breath away. Jared Willis, the screen passes over his head. He can't get it. He bobbles it. And Brian Craven is right there. Had an interception against Christensen in week 4. Picked it up and just sauntered into the end zone. An unbelievable turn of events for Jacksonville. And now Lone Star has taken the lead.
The Kings' first drive of the first half was 2 plays and a touchdown. The first drive of the second half, 2 plays and a pick 6. Snap spot for Purvis. It's up and through.
Oh my gosh, that took my breath away. Just watching that, it was like, no way. And you want Jacksonville to come out. You want them to do something strong, a positive, and set the tone. And that was the exact opposite of that. And credit to Brian Craven and credit to that Lone Star defense. The pressure just never stopped coming. But to bobble the flare pass like that by Jared Willis and to see Craven run it the other way, that is devastating for Jacksonville.
Mike St. Green gets another return started. He'll angle right up the middle. He's taking out the 29, and we were talking during the break with the studio with Cam and Mike, and we were all saying, you know, whoever makes the least amount of mistakes in this second half is going to win this football game. And right there, 2 plays in, Christian Christensen throws his 4th pick, which ties him with the amount he threw week 4 against this very same team.
Under a half of football to play.
Christensen back to pass. This one deflected again and nearly picked off again.
In all 4 of Christensen's interceptions from 4 different players. Bo Martin Jr. has one. Evan Lacey has one. Brian Craven, you just saw. And this could not have gone anywhere. We're talking about Ace Fennick and his 2 interceptions early in the game. And Christensen, his accuracy seems to be declining as the game goes on.
4th pick was by Robert Modrzewski. Back up cornerback there for Jared Willis on the swing pass. Goes for a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Kings offense.
And this is what you need. Just get a little bit of momentum. A little bit of those high percentage plays. Jared Willis, that ball was on the money that time, and he's able to make positive yardage out of it.
Quick drop, quick pass to Mike St. Green over the middle. He's got that one uncontested, and he falls forward for a solid gain up to the 46.
Absolutely, and this is what Christensen needs to do. Find that rhythm. You can't stop throwing the football at this point, especially now that you're trailing. And Mike St. Green doing dirty work over the middle, catches it, and is able to turn upfield and get a nice gain, as you said, Tyler.
Able to get around the man who just recently picked off Christian Christensen, Brian Craven, and was able to pick up the first down as they'll stack in everybody in tight as they go strong eye to the near side. Hand off to Willis, and that one's going to put Willis behind a yard, and so his total for the ball game is 8 attempts, 0 yards.
And this is not something that should be happening, at least schematically. When Jacksonville runs out the heavy set with 3 tight ends and Lone Star is staying in that nickel, look, Tyler, they've got 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs on the field. You should be able to run against that formation, and right now Jacksonville can't do it.
They'll flip the formation here on 2nd down. They'll run up the middle again as Brian Craven will take down Willis after a pickup of 3. And this defense of Lone Star has been phenomenal, just containing the run game.
And this is when the saying goes, you pin your ears back. If you're the Lone Star front 4, 7 yards to gain, and you can already see Christensen in the shotgun. That Lone Star front 4 is going to get right after him.
Dime set for Lone Star to counter the 4 wide. All slants, pattern over the middle. It's Scott. Ken Gossett. No, check that. That's going to be Jack Wall, the tight end. The 6'7", tall, lumbering tight end. Able to haul that one in for a first down.
Wall making his 2nd catch of the game, and a perfect time. Look at 92, Al Lewis. Al Lewis is in a zone blitz. Drops back into pass coverage. Al Lewis, you're 6'6", 315. What are you doing in pass coverage, my man? You need to be rushing the quarterback. They've been doing such a great job at getting pressure, and for them to only send three rushers on that play, they basically gave Jacksonville a free first down.
Gave Christensen plenty of time to set and throw, and he'll try and set and throw again. Pressure coming from over the middle. Pass over the middle. That one's hauled in by Ken Gossett, and they're into the red zone for the first time in the half.
And that is a huge catch by Gossett, making a catch on the post route in traffic. You'll see the preview there. Christensen under duress and still gets this ball away as he gets sandwiched by Evan Lacey and Lincoln Kingseed. When you've been in the league 8 years, you can make catches like that, and Ken Gossett just did.
1st and 10 from the 15-yard line of Lone Star will the Jacksonville Kings set up. Christensen back to pass again. Tries to dump it over the middle and somehow floats into his intended target's hands with a basket catch.
Gossett again doing more dirty work over the middle. And that was similar to the catch we saw with Ace Fennick and Greg Soto in the first half. And it does count, and it is good for 4 yards.
Now from the 11, it's second down. Purchasing another quick drop. Will find St. Green on the far side. St. Green tries to turn upfield. He'll pick up the first down, but not before Freddie Trammell says hello from behind.
And that is a lot of cushion to be giving to a receiver like Mike St. Green when you are in the red zone. And all St. Green had to do was catch that ball and fall forward to get a first down, and that's exactly what happened.
Lone Star hasn't been able to stop Jacksonville in the red zone on a goal line stand. Pass over the middle, tight end, check wall, touchdown, Jacksonville. They retake the lead.
And Wall gets the matchup on Brian Craven, and this is just a simple move toward the middle of the field, which for some reason remains unoccupied by the Lone Star defense. And Christian just takes a snap and cuts it loose. Wall has the inside position on Craven, and that's a Jacksonville touchdown.
Anthony Assisi to attempt the extra point to put Jacksonville back up by 2. Snap spot, Cece's kick and away, and it's through the uprights after a 10-play, 71-yard drive after a 5-yard pass to Jack Wall results in 6 points. The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No prior experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. Kicks away, a very high spiraling kick will be taken out by Deuce Fennick. He angles around, spins away from a tackler, and is taken down at the 24-yard line.
And if you are interested in broadcasting for the SFL and you don't sign up, then Tyler Falk has no choice but to call every single game for season 17.
Oh, boy, don't make me do that. If I got to call every game for season 17, I'm bringing you along with me.
Oh, good luck with that.
First and 10 for Lone Star on their own 20.
I'll sign up for that. Where do I sign?
All right, there we go. I like our partnership. Deep ball for Fennick near side, deflected, and it falls incomplete, intended for Dave Axis. However, there's been a star on the field. It's been Ace Fennick, the quarterback. He's had a tremendous season. Pass to Adam Williams.
No, excuse me, Tyler. You can just grip it and rip it. And there you see Deuce Fennick running in there. And you can see red zone, shrugging Sackers off. It doesn't matter. And Fennick, 25 touchdown passes. Nobody threw more in season 16 than Ace Fennick and the Lone Star Glory. He had a lot of help, some great receivers. Greg Soto there. Obviously, his younger brother, Deuce Fennick. And Dave Axis as well. And Adam Williams, the second-year tight end as well. But they got it done this season in a big way.
And something I really like about Ace Fennick is he doesn't have his one go-to guy. He's been able to spread the field and find everybody just about equally. And that's something you love to see, especially in a young quarterback just getting his second season going here in the league. Just finding everybody, getting everybody involved, and it's resulted in a great season for Lone Star.
All three of those
4 wide receivers with Fennick under center. Pass play, dumps it off over the middle. That's incomplete with some laundry on the field. We'll get R62 on the call for the first time today.
Wow, it really is the first penalty today, isn't it?
The defensive pass interference on the Kings. First call today, and that's going to be on the rookie Keenan Samuels.
And you don't want to trot out the tired cliche of rookie mistake, but that's exactly what that is. The team has just retaken the lead. Now you're giving away free yardage to a team that really does not need a lot of help. Ace Fennick in this receiving corps, you just mentioned, all of them have found the SFL leaderboard in some manner.
I formation, deep drop from Fennick, deep ball over the middle into coverage, and it's picked off. Alex Bond gets Jacksonville the ball back.
Alex Bond, that's his second pick of the game. And again, just playing some center field. You see Deuce Fennick out there, gets the inside route, and comes up with that ball. And Jacksonville back in business on the offensive side.
And it's right back to where he was in week 4. He threw 3 interceptions to the Jacksonville Kings. In that matchup, he's thrown 3 so far today. Meanwhile, Christian Christensen, he's had a day to possibly forget as he's thrown 4. Handoff Willis up the middle, trying to get him going, and he's tackled after minimal yards, only picking up 1 on the carry.
And some people are going to see this and think, what's going on with Jared Willis? Whereas I look at this and I give a lot of credit to that front 4 of the Lone Star defense. They are basically setting the pace for this game, not only for Jared Willis, but for Christensen as well.
Quick pass for Willis near side. He's going to be wrapped up after maybe picking up 3 on the swing pass.
Very excited about that 3 yards as well. Bo Martin Jr. did a nice job of hog tying him. Very impressive open field tackle to make it 3rd and medium.
So a huge 3rd down upcoming here for the Kings. Nickel set from Lone Star to counter the 3 wide set. Christensen back to pass, throws into triple coverage. And Al Lewis, the defensive lineman back in coverage, gets his mitts on it to knock it away.
And Christensen and the Jacksonville offense that have at least a little bit to build on after that drive. And now Ace Fennick is going to get the ball back. And hopefully will be able to maintain possession of the ball and maybe get a drive down the field and get a field goal to retake the lead, maybe a little more.
Coy gets the punt away, and Deuce Fennick will get maybe a couple on the return. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. We'll see now if Ace Fennick can shake off the jitters from the interception he threw on the last drive. It'll be a nice completed pass to Ike McBride as she'll level the defender and pick up 8 before going out of bounds.
And that was Michael Sprouse who put his body on the line to corral Ike McBride out of bounds. And a huge gain for Lone Star on 1st down to make it 2nd and short. And I would say in any other circumstance, this would be a chance to take a shot downfield. I don't think that's what Lone Star is going to do here.
Ace Fennick under center in the ace formation. He's back to pass. Floats it over the middle and the covered again. It's in and out of the hands of the defender. That looked like it picked off and then fell out of the hands after Greg Soto laid the hit on him.
Soto transforming into a defensive back there. And this is not a great throw from Fennick. A little pressure in double coverage. And Succo Lamano's got 2 hands on this ball. This should be a catch from Lamano. And Soto, very fortunate to make the tackle right there and dislodge that ball to prevent Ace Fennick from getting his 4th interception of the game.
That's just great heads-up play. Great football IQ from Greg Soto to keep possession of the football for Lone Star. It may be a 3rd down, but they still have the ball and a chance to march down the field. Back to passes Fennick. It's behind the line of scrimmage for McBride, and she can't go anywhere. Taken down by Keenum Samuels, and Ike McBride is slow to get up.
And look who was the first man on that tackle. It was Succo Lamano getting a little revenge for the way that Ike McBride threw him around in the 1st half. Look at number 42 coming in right there, and he does take a shot, but loses the battle, but wins the war, you might say. Is Ike McBride's very slow to get up from that play.
Can't tell if Ike was injured after leveling Succo Lamano or after the crazy judo throw by Keenum Samuels. Meanwhile, it's 4th down, and we'll see the punting unit for Lone Star.
Be interesting to see what Lone Star does at running back when their offense retakes the field.
St. Green shakes off one tackle, shakes off two on the return, and it's a good, solid return to the 45 for the Jacksonville Kings returner. Visit the all-new SFL League website at www.simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player. To join our community, the league and the teams that play in it, links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Immediately, Jacksonville's going to go in the gun with trips to Christian Christensen's right. He's back to pass, finds his man in the corner, and get out the tape gun. We're going to see how fast he can run, but he's not fast enough as he's taken down from behind at the 9-yard line.
And Grayson Willis, who has not gotten a lot of action so far in this game, that's only his second catch of the night, just runs a 9 route, makes a little move there to shrug the defender, Mickey McGuire, totally bit. And McGuire has to play catch-up to corral Willis from reaching the end zone. Outstanding move by Willis and a great throw by Christensen. 1st and goal for Jacksonville.
They're back in the red zone, a place where they have found success all day today. Quick drop from Christensen over the middle, deflected, fires up in the middle, picked off! Lone Star get the ball back in their own territory. A 5th pick for Christian Christensen.
And this is as wild an interception as you will see in the SFL. I think half the Lone Star defense got a mid on this thing. The ball squirts right up into the air, and Mickey McGuire high points it and manages to run it to the point where he is able to get out of the end zone, and Lone Star is back in business on offense.
Hoorah, Gunny. Thank you for your service in the United States Marine Corps, sir. And he picks up an interception in the playoffs. Lone Star come out with a bunch set with Fennec under center. We'll see. Now the backup halfback, the Medal of Honor recipient, Desmond Doss gets the call, and he'll take it right back to the line of scrimmage.
Doss will have his work cut out for him here. Lone Star trailing. They do not need to put their foot on the gas at this point, but when you're backed up in the shadow of your own goalpost like this, you do want to have the option to run the football.
Doss gets the call again here on 2nd down, and for those that don't know the story of Desmond Doss, he was a conscientious objector, meaning he didn't want to carry a rifle or take lives. He'd rather be saving them as a medic, and he came into World War II, and if you don't know his story, I highly suggest you look him up. Third down here for Lone Star as Fennec's back to pass. Will find his man on the outside. That's the fullback, Cameron Collier, who tries to rumble forward, but he's taken down short of the line of gain, and it's a quick 3 and out, and now Lone Star are 0 for 7 on 3rd downs.
And that's not going to get any better if Ike McBride cannot find her way back into this game. And it's nice to see Cameron Collier get a rep there and have an opportunity to get his team a 1st down, but he came up short. And you wonder if he's going to be able to carry the load the rest of the second half.
St. Green awaits the punt, gets it on his own side of the 50, and will take it on the return to the midfield stripe where he's eventually taken down. And so Christian Christensen, 5 interceptions on the day, and that's why we see a very tight ball game as we close out the 3rd quarter.
And if you're Jacksonville right now, you have the 2-point lead. You're probably a couple 1st downs away from field goal range. I would take another crack at giving the ball to Jared Willis. He's got 10 carries already, but he's upped his yardage to 5 yards. And maybe we can do a little better than that.
Willis gets the pass on the near side, shoulders a man, and will pick up the 1st down. He said, I'm going to get that 1st down to Bo Martin Jr., and indeed will pick it up.
And this is a very impressive hit by Jared Willis on Bo Martin Jr. Boom, right there. Jared Willis not going to be denied, as you said, Tyler. Overruns his block. Thirsting for contact. Gets Jacksonville a 1st down.
First and 10 from the Lone Star 39. Strong eye set to the near side of the screen. Handoff, Willis gets by a man, has a couple of blockers, and will get another 1st down. Once receiving, and now once on the ground. A much better run, his longest of the day.
Absolutely. And we've talked about his rushing totals to this point. He does have 37 yards through the air. And now he's added a little bit to that with 17 yards total on 11 carries. And as you mentioned, that the most fruitful of the evening. And you see the passing totals there for Jared Willis. He's still going to be a big part of this offense no matter what they decide to do.
3 wideouts here on first down. Willis split off to the right behind Christian Christensen. He's back to pass. We'll find Mike St. Green, and Mike St. Green is knocked out of bounds by Brian Craven after picking up 6. And some good news on the injury report for Ike McBride as she is likely to return.
Is good news, especially the way Jacksonville is driving down the field here. They have a chance to make this a 2-score game. And I like the outthrow to Mike St. Green. No need to do anything superfluous here.
And up Willis near side, flag on the play, but for now it's a couple yard loss as Al Lewis was able to get in behind. Let's get the call from R62. It's going to be an offensive holding on Grayson Willis, and that's going to set him back a bit.
It sure is. And Al Lewis, excuse me, getting the TFL there. And that Lone Star defense just getting tremendous penetration at the point of attack. It's part of the reason Jared Willis has struggled so much. It's part of the reason Christian Christensen has 5 interceptions. He's had hands and bodies in his face all night.
Willis gets the call up the middle, is able to pick up a couple before being brought down at the 26, and it'll be 3rd and 9 upcoming for Jacksonville.
And I think at this position of the field, you want to take a shot at the end zone. I know he has 5 interceptions already, but Christensen has a chance to make this a 2-score game. I'd like to see him take a shot at the end zone, maybe put the ball where only his guy can get it.
Bump coverage from Lone Star on 3rd down. Christensen pumps once. He ain't getting it away from the pressure. Jukin Rukin with the sack.
Rukin, we've not called his name very much tonight. And he had the 14 TFLs, the co-leader of the team, and that is a large body if you have full on you if you're the quarterback of the Jacksonville Kings. Rukin, tremendous speed getting around that left tackle, Ben Hightower. And that almost knocks Jacksonville out of field goal range. This is going to be a very long try for Anthony Cece.
He made one. Made one for 53, but for right now, we're going to reach the end of the 3rd quarter. Get your 4s up. It's time for the 4th quarter here on Wild Card Weekend. You're watching the SFL on Next Level Sports. Fourth quarter here on Wild Card Saturday between Jacksonville and Lone Star. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Josh Zirkle as Anthony Cece attempts a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. Snap, spot, kick is on its way, and it is good with plenty of distance to spare. Jacksonville 27, Lone Star 22.
That's a big kick from Cece, who had an attempt from 53 earlier in the game, and it was so close it actually did not hit the net on the way down. Cece very good from 50 yards and gives Jacksonville a little bit of breathing room. Now Lone Star will need a touchdown to take the lead.
And Cece boots it away to Deuce Fennick, who stands deep in his own end zone and will take a knee. Succolomano, the league leader in interceptions, has one today and had one knocked out of his hands, but he's been very opportunistic, has multiple interceptions coming off of tips.
Yeah, he really does. And he is a leader on this defense. Third-year free safety, 6'2", 225. And as you said, could have had a second interception and may still yet. We've got almost a full quarter left to play.
And up the middle, that's going to be Desmond Doss on the carry. He'll pick up one before being brought down.
Keenan Samuels, look at that, 6 tackles, 1 TFL. And it's not often you see a rookie like Samuels making himself a huge presence in a game like this, a playoff game, an elimination game. But he has been outstanding. He's been all over the field tonight.
And Doss up the middle, and they are really missing Ike McBride right now. Can't, as Keenan Samuels again gets on the tackle. And we'll touch on again real quickly, Succolomano being very opportunistic this season with 13 interceptions going into this game, has added on 1 to his total.
And he's a guy that could just play everywhere. Tremendous range, tremendous awareness of what's happening in front of him. And when the ball does get in the air, Succolomano is there. And he uses a lot of this awareness in run coverage as well, but really showcases it in the passing game. And you see all these poor quarterbacks that are getting their pockets picked by Succolomano in this outstanding Jacksonville defense. And I don't know if we have every Succolomano interception here, but look at the athleticism that this guy's utilizing to bring the ball in. Just an outstanding player, and he has made an impact today.
He had 3 interceptions against Charleston and 4 against Queen City during the regular season, definitely adding on to his huge amount of interceptions. Third down now for Lone Star as Fennick gives singles at the line. It'll be trips to his left. He's back to pass. All slants pattern over the middle. That one's called in by Deuce Fennick. AC Deucey connection results in a first down for the Glory.
And that's a nice throw by Ace Fennick with the pass rush bearing down. And you can see Fennick, that's number 91, Taquan Hale, is making his presence felt in that pocket. And Fennick uncorks a beaut. The little brother brings it in. It gets his team a much-needed first down.
Lone Star come out in the old school near formation. And up the middle. It's going to be Desmond Doss again on the return. He gets 4 this time.
That was a pretty good hold by the offensive line. It was Jay Mart, the backside linebacker, who actually came over to make that play. And Desmond Doss would have had a lot more were it not for the backside coverage. Jay Mart came from the right side of the field. The offense is right, and came over to the left side to make that play.
Sprouse scoots in tight, but he gets blocked up as Doss gets the call again toward his side, and Doss picks up 2. It'll be third, and I'd say very manageable for the Lone Star Glory as they just converted their first third down of the football game.
Absolutely. You're on schedule here, which is all you can hope for with your starting running back in the medical tent, and you just want to put your quarterback in a situation where he can make a manageable throw.
Bunch set near side for the Glory. Fennick passes far side. That one's caught by Adam Williams. Shoulders a man. It gets more yards on the far sideline down to the Jacksonville 29.
And a tremendous catch and run by Williams. who's not seen a lot of volume today. And that might be part of the reason why the Jacksonville defense forgot about him. You see they're in zone, and you see 27, Bernard Gooden, scrambling to get to him. And it's Clay Jones who tries to grab him by the ankle and misses. And that is a tremendous gain at a pivotal time for the Lone Star Glory.
Good pickup of 27 yards for the tight end. As Lone Star come out in another heavy set. Handoff up the middle. Desmond Doss, he gets right back to the line of scrimmage before being brought down. And they keep looking over at the sidelines. When will Ike McBride return to the field? Because right now Desmond Doss is doing good in her stead, but they could really use a productive runner right now.
And this is interesting too, Tyler, because the clock is not Lone Star's friend at this point. If they're not able to get a touchdown here, then they're going to have to kick the field goal, get the ball back, and get another one.
And they'll have to kick that one into the wind as Fenix under pressure, and he gets taken down from behind. It's a sack by Michael.
And Michael telling Ace Fennick what a great time he's having in Denton, Texas. And you can see there was a hold right there that wasn't called on Jack Lucas. And Michael just didn't care, got to the quarterback anyway. A tremendous play by the Jacksonville front.
So 3rd and long. Lone Stars converted on 2 third downs. Now for one of their biggest tests of the football game, a 3rd and long. Fennick back to pass, finds his man, but he's just a yard shy. Deuce Fennick, an AC Caducey connection. This time goes for naught.
And I thought Fennick would have had that, Deuce Fennick that is, on the forward progress. And you see the great catch and a very nice tackle there. From number 36, that's Ira Sharp, the strong safety. And now decision time for Lone Star, and it looks like the decision has been made.
So it'll be Hugh Purvis on to attempt the field goal. It'll be a 32-yard attempt, so within his range, but again, into the wind. Can he put Lone Star within 2? Snap spot. Kick is on its way. It is through the uprights and good. 27-25. Jacksonville have the lead.
And you see how much they are missing Ike McBride at this point, not even bothered to going for it on short yardage with Desmond Doss or even with Cameron Collier. They're going to kick it, and they're going to count on the front 4 to get a stop, or maybe even another interception, which would be Christensen's 6th if it comes to that. But Lone Star clearly expecting to get the ball back here, Tyler.
Kicks away. Mike St. Green on the return, angling near side. Has a couple blockers through the middle and able to somehow sneak through to the 36-yard line. And that's where Jacksonville will start their next possession.
And looking at the numbers for Christensen, now 26 of 38, 224 yards. If you omit the 5 interceptions, that doesn't sound like a terrible stat line. Christensen has a chance to add to that total here.
3 wideouts. Christensen back to pass, floats it far side. That's Ken Gossett. Ken Gossett has a lane down the sideline, and he'll pick up enough yards and more for the first.
And these throws between the numbers and the sidelines are really getting it done for Jacksonville. And Gossett, who's been very productive, I think that is his 5th catch of the day. And you can see he just beats the coverage. Bo Martin Jr. playing a shallow zone. And that is a well-thrown ball by Christensen, getting to Gossett where the defender can't reach it.
Oh, Christensen coming out in the gun. Gun straight formation. Trips to Christensen's right. Dime look from Lone Star. They could really use a stop here. Pass to Gossett. That's good enough for back-to-back first downs. And it's back-to-back connections from Christensen to Ken Gossett.
And I think that was our good friend Robert Modrzewski out on the right side of that Lone Star defense, who's responsible for covering Gossett, and just took a misstep. And Christensen found Gossett for the big gain and a first down.
5-step drop from Christensen. Corner route deflected. 6. Interception of the ball game. Doug Day on the return. He's got blockers. He's to the 30, 25, 20. And he's down to the 16.
And how many of these interceptions, Tyler, have we seen where the ball has just been flipped up, and a Lone Star defender has run right under it. And Doug Day just sitting there, not even sure the play's going on. McGuire gets a hand on it, and it's a tip drill. And Doug Day says, fine, I'll take it, run it the other direction. It gets a big block from Lincoln Kingseed, and he's all the way into the red zone. And it's finally taken down by Iggy Swift. Iggy Swift with a touchdown-saving tackle, and now Lone Star in business in the Jacksonville red zone.
My, oh my, how the turntables for Jacksonville. They've started inside Lone Star's red zone a couple of times. Now it's Lone Star's time to return the favor. And Ike McBride has returned. Her first carry from coming back will get her 8 yards into the 8-yard line.
And that is making a statement. The Jacksonville defense probably expecting to tackle Desmond Doss again, and then getting a shoulder full of Ike McBride coming back in a huge way just in the nick of time. Might have as well have been in a phone booth, changing clothes and coming out with a big S on her chest.
Would love to see a McBride run up the middle or a Cameron Collier fullback dive. Instead, they'll go to McBride. McBride shoulders her way into the end zone and off the floor into the pay dirt goes Mike McBride.
And look at the desire from Mike McBride, churning the legs, lowering the shoulder. 3 defenders trying to keep her out of the end zone, and they can't do it. Ike McBride has put this game on her back and given Lone Star the lead here on Wild Card Saturday.
What a wild turn of events here in this football game. What a wild card weekend we've seen so far, and we're just getting started here in the SFL playoffs, as it'll be Hugh Purvis on to tack on the extra point. Snap, spot kick is up, and it is good. Lone Star retake the lead. We've gone back and forth. They're up by 5. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcasts each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and your viewership.
Former colleague of mine, Tyler. We got a lot of ball game left. Jacksonville, 4-18, still has plenty of time to make something happen here on the offensive side.
Still a whole lot of time left on that clock. It'll be ticking away. 4:16 remaining after Mike St. Green returns to the 32. And now here comes Christian Christensen. Needs to get in the right frame of mind in a hurry. 6 picks. 1 pick 6 and a second one nearly going back to the house. Now he finds himself down by 5 late in the fourth quarter. Quick drop, fires to the left. That's Ken Gossett. He's been a reliable target today as he'll pick up 6 yards.
Gossett closing in on the century mark for the day, jawing a little bit with Brian Craven there. And he has been incredibly reliable. 12 targets. 8 of those have been catches. And some of those balls have not been catchable. But Gossett has been getting the job done when the ball has gotten to him.
2nd and 4 for the Kings. Christensen again, quick out route to Willis, and Willis falls forward for the first down.
And Bo Martin Jr. a little confused in the backfield there. I think he lost sight of the ball, trying to swat it away as it was resting in the hands of Jared Willis, and Willis turns upfield to get the first down.
Christian Christensen back to pass again, finds Willis on the near side, and Willis gets back to the line of scrimmage. But for Christian Christensen, he's got another milestone. He's eclipsed Mike Dazzo for 3rd all-time in passing yards.
Congratulations, Christian Christensen, on hitting that milestone. Very impressive 8-year career. Just got one more thing ahead in front of you tonight.
Fires near side this time around as the ball carrier Iggy Swift gets taken down after picking up a couple.
We've not seen a lot of Swift. He's not been a very utilized player. Only 12 receptions on the season. That's about 1 a game. And there is his 1 for the game, basically.
Denton, Texas, getting loud here in Medal of Honor Stadium, trying to boost their team to victory. With under 4 minutes to go, Christensen finds Gossett, who falls down shy of the line to gain. It'll be 4th and 1 upcoming.
And I'm not sure who to shoulder the blame on there, whether it was Gossett for falling over or Christensen, who gave Gossett a low ball. Gossett had to bend over as he's running away from it to make that catch. And now it's 4th and very short, and you got to think Jacksonville's going to go for it here.
Kings hurt in the line. Indeed, they'll snap it. Pass. Left side. Caught. That's the tight end, Jack Wall. And it's a first down on 4th down for Jacksonville.
And Wall gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 2:46 remaining. And Christensen dealing here on this drive. Absolutely pivotal that they keep getting down the field and take care of the ball. And as they're doing so, Tyler, they are taking time away for Lone Star to mount a potential comeback.
Just over 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes 46 remaining on the clock here in regulation. Christensen hands off to Willis, and he's just swarmed in the backfield. He's going to go backwards 2 yards on the play. Next Saturday, the quarterfinals kick off on Next Level Sports. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Keep an eye on SFL Twitter at Simulationfl for the matchup pairings, and don't miss a minute of the intense postseason action. The SFL on Next Level Sports. We put the fan in fantasy. Quick drop from Christensen. It'll be a dump off for Willis near side as Willis picks up the yards he lost on the carry. It'll be 3rd and 10 as Jacksonville hurry to the line. 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go. They may just let this go to the 2-minute warning. No, they don't. Pass over the middle. Climbing the ladder was Grayson Willis as that explosive play takes us to the 2-minute warning. It's a spicy conclusion to this football game. Jacksonville 27, Lone Star 32. We'll be right back. It doesn't get better than this. Jacksonville driving with 2 minutes to go. They're in the football game. They're in the red zone. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Josh Circle with Phil Koss in the stats truck and Cameron Irvine, the commercial producer for this football game. Glad you could join us for the conclusion of this wild card matchup. Out route, near side. That's hauled in by Grayson Willis, who shrugs off a tackle and runs out of bounds after picking up 9.
And Grayson Willis very close to breaking that for a touchdown. Mickey McGuire gets him to step out of bounds. Not only short of the end zone, but short of the first down marker too. 2nd and inches. And Lone Star's got a chance to corral Jacksonville before things get too treacherous.
They stop the clock with 1:56 remaining. Strong eye to the near side. They'll hand off Willis. He has a hole. He has the first down, but not before Lincoln Kingseed takes him down at the 7.
Willis knows the significance of that. They will be able to exhaust the entire clock at this point, assuming neither team uses a timeout at this point. Jacksonville's going to ride or die on the result of this drive, Tyler.
How clutch can one man be? Who's going to step up and make a play? A minute 26 remaining. Jacksonville will go back to pass. Willis on the far side is going to be taken down at the 4 by Brian Craven.
And the linebacking core stepping up here. Craven and Trammell, and also Mickey McGuire, Bo Martin Jr. We're seeing a lot of guys in the secondary stepping up to make tackles here on Jared Willis. I wonder if that's going to be an opportunity for Christensen later.
A minute to go. Handoff. Willis. He's leveled in the backfield for a loss. Timeout taken by Jacksonville.
And now Jacksonville finally confessing to a bit of indecision here, if you will. I think that was Lewis Pfeiffer making the tackle there for Lone Star. And we've seen a lot of Jared Willis the last few plays. Will they continue with that? Or maybe put the ball in the air?
Gun straight formation. Goal line. Stand upcoming for Lone Star. Can they stop him? All slants over the middle. That one's in and out of the hands of Trevor Swain. And it's 4th down. And you would think ball game for Jacksonville.
It's all coming up right here. An interesting decision on 3rd down. Trevor Swain basically behind a chorus line of wide receivers all running slants. And Swain had a chance to bring that in, but couldn't.
They'll flip the formation. 4th goal. Christensen, pass over the middle, deflected, incomplete! Lone Star holds! They'll take over on downs!
And Christensen looking for Grayson Willis in the back of the end zone. And you can see the defense is right there on the crossing route, and that is Freddie Trammell, who's had some deflections, only 1 interception on the year, but a big pass deflection there, as big as any he's going to have. And it looks like Lone Star is going to advance out of the quarterfinal round.
Not if anything Jacksonville has to say about it. Still have 2 timeouts. Anything can happen. Need a stop on this set of downs. Hand up. McBride up the middle. She rumbles forward. Picks up 7. And Jacksonville have to burn one of their 2 remaining timeouts.
Do have a timeout remaining, but it's 2nd and 3 with Ike McBride apparently fully operational after the hip situation earlier in the game. It does not look good for Jacksonville at this point. They'll need a stop and then another timeout and then hopefully an incompletion.
McBride had a hit pointer issue, but saw her come back in the game and put Lone Star up by the score you see now. A touchdown, which gave them a 5-point lead. Coming up on the SFL postgame update, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will analyze this crazy Jacksonville and Lone Star game, and we'll preview the wild card slate kicking off tomorrow on For the Fans. It's all coming up on the SFL postgame update.
Looks like Lone Star's going to take another knee, Tyler.
They'll take a knee with 3rd down, and so Lone Star are going to have to punt it away. There's a 3-second difference on the game clock to the play clock. And so we'll have to see whether or not it's going to be all on the hands and feet of Mike St. Green on the return. As we'll see this one tick down probably to about the 3-second mark before we see William Zuderfeld punt it away.
Jacksonville needs a blocker to run it back.
They're going to have to run it back as time expires. St. Green jukes a man, spins away from another, nearly breaks it away, and that's going to do it. Lone Star walk out of Denton, Texas with a victory, and they'll move on to the quarterfinals. What a crazy game, Josh. 6 interceptions for Christian Christensen. Ultimately, that was their downfall.
and 3 interceptions by Ace Fennick, overcome by what was an outstanding Lone Star defense. And Christensen, and some of these things you just can't help, like that bobbled pass right there, and Brian Craven running it all the way back to the hizzy for a pick 6. And we saw every type of interception imaginable in this game, Tyler. Christensen, some of these were not great throws, and some of these were just dumb luck, and some of these were just Lone Star creating opportunity to get pressure on Christensen and had the ball bounce their way. The credit, I think, has to go to that Lone Star front four.
There were 6 picks by the Lone Star defense, each and every one of them picked off by a different member of the defense. And if that's not enough to show you why Lone Star was better than Jacksonville today, they held Jared Willis under 30 rushing yards. This defense is incredible.
They really are, and they're doing it all in a nickel front, which is a pass defense. It's not designed to be taking away big-time rushers like Jared Willis, and yet they were able to do that. And all the interceptions that we had, just the calamity of the game, the insanity of the game, and for a young team like Lone Star, who has so many first and second-year players on offense and rookies, Deuce Fennick, for them to be able to step up and make that game. Evan Lacey, who had an interception as well. I cannot be more impressed with the way Lone Star played today in such adversity.
You know, it's almost a carbon copy of their game from week 4. Ace Fennick, only 28 attempts compared to Christian Christensen's 53 attempts, and that's, again, due to the result that Jared Willis could not get going on the ground. Josh, who do you think's coming out of here with Player of the Game honors?
I think it's got to be Ike McBride. Just an outstanding and, dare I say, heroic performance. 93 yards on the ground, 16 through the air. That Lone Star was up a creek without a paddle while she was getting medical attention for the hip, and when she came back, it was almost like she literally saved this team's playoff chances.
And the pundits have picked their man. It said it'll be a woman, Ike McBride, with Player of the Game honors as she'll come back from injury and pick up the game-sealing touchdown. And so for Josh Circle, Phil Koss, and the rest of the crew, I've been Tyler Falk. Thank you so much for joining us here in Denton, Texas. We'll send it back to SFL headquarters after the break for post-game analysis. But here from Denton, it's good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to the SFL's post-game update, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Due to time constraints, we're going to get you out of here pretty quick. But Lone Star, congratulations. You got the victory on over Jacksonville, and the first victory since the team moved to Denton. You joined Las Vegas as first-time winners. I know, Mike, it was a tough pill to swallow. I thought you were going to return the kickoff there at the end to win the game. But just general thoughts on the season. You guys had a good season, and what does it look like in Jacksonville?
Yeah, Cam, tough loss tonight. But a great season. We did have a major accomplishment with getting the all-time wins in the SFL. So that's one plus for the season. I know the Jacksonville locker room. I know we're extremely disappointed right now. It's kind of a win the championship or bust type thing in that locker room. So I know these guys are disappointed and not satisfied with this season. But hey, it's a major accomplishment to go to the playoffs 11 out of the 12 years in the league, and 9 seasons in a row, counting this one. So nothing to hang our heads about. We'll see if we can come back stronger next season.
If the 2 road teams win tomorrow, Lone Star will play Vancouver. If one of the road teams wins tomorrow, Lone Star will play Baltimore. And if none of the road teams win tomorrow, then they will play Florida. Coming up tomorrow, speaking of tomorrow, starts at 12:30 on For the Fans Eastern. Arizona takes on Mexico City. That should be a shootout full of points. And then LA faces Fort Worth, and that should not be a shootout full of points. Very defensive game expected there. Mike, before we leave today, your one takeaway from Sunday's slate is what?
Pretty much what you just said, Cam. Explosive in early and grinded out 3 yards in the cloud of dust late.
So we'll see if that's how it goes, or if we end up with, the total opposite, which is what sports is all about, the total opposite. But for Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. Thanks for being here on Wildcard Saturday on Next Level Sports. We absolutely enjoyed bringing it to you today. We'll see you next weekend. Same time, same place, same network for quarterfinal action. And keep an eye on the SFL social media channel on Twitter at Simulationfl for the most up-to-date matchups and times for kickoffs. For Mike, I'm Cam. We'll see you later.